Howdy folks! Today we are going through the collective OP Month 3 prizes, both the participation prize and the prize ship. If you notice something weird about my voice, because I'm still a little bit sick, I'm coming off of some con crud I picked up at Gen Con, so kind of forgive that. Also, because someone once mentioned to me that I ramble on too much like a fangirl, I'm going to try to keep that squeeing to a minimum, so I'm going to go kind of quickly through the cards. If I go a little too quickly for the cards, I'm actually going to timestamp all the cards in the YouTube description, so click the YouTube link if you're watching this in an external browser down here somewhere. I don't know where it's actually going to be. I'm going to predict it's here, and if I'm wrong, it's my bad. And just check out the description, because the timestamps will be all there for all of the cards I talked about today. Alright, let's roll the intro. Okay, let's start off with the officer cards. I love this tournament resource. I think the rules are great. You can take any or all of these resources. Each of them is 3 points, and you can stack them up, so you can have 4 of them, essentially, and take them all as a 12-point, single resource upgrade, which is super cool. I love that. And I love the fact that this particular resource doesn't specifically benefit, a specific faction. Going back to that, let's go through the cards real quick. There's First Officer, which I love. I think it's a 3-point upgrade to get Command Skill 4 and an Elite Talent and the ability on the card. That's amazing. I also like the Tactical Officer. I think that the Tactical Officer is skewed most specifically to Fed players because it requires a battle station. The Operations Officer is the card that I look at and think to myself, this is the card that Dominion players will love, particularly if you play a Dominion Shutdown fleet. And finally, there's the Science Officer, which, first of all, apart from the Science Officer abilities, which, it's great, and it's great for, again, Dominion players. I look at this card pack, and I just think Dominion players must be so giddy about this. I think that because you also get the tech slot, this is kind of the thing that helps even out that Ravlaris ship. That isn't what it... Or not the Ravlaris, the Gorportus versus the Ravlaris in the generic versions of those ships and those cards. Gives you that extra tech slot, which is a big deal, big deal for you Dominion players. So I really like that as well. Now let's talk about the USS Stargazer. Now, this is the ship that Captain Picard captained for 22 years. So let's look at the stats. I like this ship. I think the movement dial on it is pretty great. The arcs are good on it, but I really don't like the upgrade slots available on the ship because it's really limited, especially for a Federation ship. Now, because it was captained, of course, by Captain Picard for 22 years, he's the captain, but it is not the amazing Captain Skill 9 Picard. It is the much more brash, much younger Captain Picard, who is command level 6. Speaking of fluffy in-universe kind of things, of course the Picard Maneuver is in there as well. It's a 5-point discard, and we know how I feel about 5-point discards. Speaking of discards, we do have Jack Crusher. There's the joke. Disposable as always, and he is a 2-point discard, which I kind of love because, if you're the captain, you want to sleep with some dude's wife on your crew. Oh, I went there. Now, here is the other upgrades. There is the Tactical Station, which I think is interesting when you have it next to the Tactical Officer in the pack. I actually like this one better than the Tactical Officer. And then there is the Secondary Impulse Reactor, which, if you haven't guessed by now, I am in total love with. I think that this is... I love this thing. I think that as a 1-point deactivate, action kind of ability, I think it's awesome. And it's done in, the activation phase, but it's not in action, and it's a, disable, and it's just, the economy of this freaking card is, out of this world. The points economy is good, the action economy is good, it's not a discard, and, oh man, it's If it wasn't movement-based, people would call it OP. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. While you are down there, don't forget to hit the like button to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. So, until next time, I will see you soon.